it's real hard to be an artist. And I feel like being an artist is what has put me into like this bubble of just not really wanting to expand in this world of put yourself out there on camera.
I'm your
Because
boy Mush King. You already know I got a story to tell.
what it is, what it ain't, beautiful people. I'm your boy Mush King. Welcome back to an all new episode of A Story to Tell, a show where I like to tell crazy stories of my life, crazy stories of the internet, and just catch you up on things from just a creative trying to build his dream. So, welcome back. Now, if you watch this show some years ago, like I had at one point split the show into sections because like that's where I was trying to go with it, but with everything that was going on with me living in a hotel and all that, like it just like I just started to just record whenever I could possibly record. So, and the easiest way to do that was just press record, don't really have no segments to make it easy editing. So I had turned that whole thing off. But yeah, I used to have the segments. So we have the catch up, which is just me just giving you guys an update as to what's been going on with me and all that stuff. So I have some, some good updates as far as that. Then we have the Purple Little Bag, which is just the music little segment that I have. And then we have What You Watching, which is just a segment with me talking about what I'm watching. So, now that I have more time, now that I'm more settled into a space where, I can do what I need to do, I can get back to the segments now. So that's what I'm doing. So welcome back to the show. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're been here before, thank you for coming back. Make sure you press that subscribe button and the like button because that's gonna help the network blow up. And before I get started, for all the new people here, like the show's called A Story to Tell. It's a part of the CWF Network, a network that I started back in 2014 with just the show Conversation with Friends. That expanded to the CWF Network, where we had multiple short form content podcasts, like 15 minutes or less, 30 minutes or less type of content. And we did about 20 shows. We had a lot of hosts, a lot of people come through from all across the world. We even had a host in Canada. So the process of me trying to rebuild it is what this channel is now. So this is one of my shows, and check out Simple Complexities when you have time with Alley Cat. I'm just dropping stuff. And yeah, we just gonna come and do what we gotta do. I'm not putting pressure on myself to be like, ooh, I gotta have the studio and this. Like, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. So, the catch up. Let's just get into that.
She said, take your time, what's the rush? I said, baby, I'm a dog.
Okay, also, for the catch up, let's talk about the network. So now I've been back in New York for maybe, maybe 3 months, 4 months. And I'm starting to get back into the groove of getting creative again, being back in these New York City streets. I've been, inspired by all the fashion and, the people and the things and all the culture and all of that. So which is a reason why I needed to get back here. So, I've been working on the network, trying to really develop that. And what I came up with is that I'm really going to more move so into a media network instead of just a podcast network. Because I always feel like that's ran its course. So, I'm working on that. I always say I want to create the next BET because I feel like, and it's interesting that I say that because a lot of people just be like, oh, that's interesting. And it's just like, when I say that, they just think of 106 in Park and all of that. But when you think about the actuality of what BET was, it was a central place that black folks kind of gathered at the time, on TV when a lot of them shows we was watching didn't have no black folks in it. We was loving them white shows and we didn't really care about representation. I mean, yes, you want to of course see yourself in them shows, but we kind of just watched what was put on TV and we all kind of watched at the same time. And now with streaming, everybody watches different stuff and people recommending stuff, did you watch this? But no, I never even heard of that. And then so now you're putting on to new stuff. So it's just I want to just create a place where it's just come hither and get the news and get the entertainment. And because sometimes it's just when the other networks and news networks catch on to black lingo and black terms and all that, they just start to go crazy with it, kind of like this freak off thing. It's just everything's a freak off. It's just why do we have to use that term? Just be you had a sex party. It's why is a freak off the name? And then clock it. It's just when they get a hold of some of the lingo and they just make it seem like it. And then also when it comes to like news of things that's happening within the black community, sometimes you want to hear it with a black voice. Not necessarily meaning that we all have black voices, but that's why I always say, black stories from all angles. We're all black, but like our stories are hella different. And sometimes, when you watch white news, they just kind of group us all together as just black people just do this one thing. And so it's just, I kind of just want to create, that. Secondly, I want to move more so into bringing in other shows from other creatives to kind of like be on the network instead of just, originally when I started the network, I just wanted to just create my own shit because I didn't want nobody to be like, oh, you doing this, you copying this and stuff like that. So even when I created the shows and whatnot, like I would create the title, I would create the music, I would create all of that because it's just like in the event that someone doesn't want to do this no more, like I could just switch people out and then get a new friend. And that was kind of like the concept of the network. And that's exactly what I was doing. Like I have several shows that had several hosts over the years. And all of them brought different perspectives, but it's just like I'm trying to create a place where it's just like, come on and bring your content and share it with this, because it's just like, I am only one person who can give you one type of content. And then, I want someone else to come and share their voice about the stuff that's going on in their lives in the news and entertainment and stuff like that, and just give their perspective. So just trying to just branch out and be more of like a partnership and like just bringing in other shows who kind of just need community and like, don't want to be alone promoting, because that's originally why I started this network. Like I was trying to get radio jobs and I couldn't, so I started my own, and I've been running this for, it's been 11 years now, but I'm gonna stop counting those pandemic years because it's like I took a break and I needed that break because what the hell was I talking about? People dying and Trump. So yeah, so I just been working on the network. I've been working on my clothes again. If you guys know, I had a clothing line forever. I've always had a clothing line. Like back in the day, it was Ducky exclusives, and then it was just exclusives with the X, and then it went to Mush International, then it went to Mush Jeans. And then I created Fly Credentials, which is what most people had known me for. And, I was able to take that and elevate it, got featured in some magazines and stuff like that. And, I just got to a point where it's just like, And that's one of the main focuses I wanted to discuss today. It's real hard to be an artist. And I feel like being an artist is what has put me into like this bubble of just not really wanting to expand in this world of put yourself out there on camera. Because it's just like, bro, you don't understand how many years I had to fight.
You're weird. Like, why are you making those hats? Like, who paints hats? Who bleaches jeans? Like, that's ugly. It looks homemade. And it's just like, you should do this. Or I would have put this on it if it was me. And then it's just like...
Bro, so it's just like, I was this big, bright, lively energy. And like over the years, it's just all that critique literally put me into this little bubble where it's just like, and then also like we started at a time where it's like you didn't put your personal business on the internet. Like that's the time that's the creative era that I came from. So I learned a good way of just being like, here, you're just going to get mushed to creative, but you will never know nothing personal about me. And so now, like when the pandemic came and it's just like people just online being themselves, they just, showing off their dirty houses and stuff like that. I'm just used to like, oh my God, I have to have the aesthetics. I gotta like, I come from going to school in TV. So it's just like, I think about like the TV production aspect of it. And it's just like, what is this gonna look like? But now we live in an era of just pick that shit up and post it. So, now I'm just getting to a space where I'm just like, you know what? F it, because it's just like, who the hell cares what I'm doing? Really, honestly. 2, F it, because I'm like, bro, you're in your 40s now. And like back when I was 30 something, hanging out with the 40 somethings and 50 somethings, like because I always value the conversations that we had, because it helps me avoid a lot of stuff that I would have went through if I just didn't know that stuff. And so it's just like when they would tell me like, oh man, I'm 40 and I just don't care no more. I'm 40 and just don't care no more. And it's just like, bro, when I turned 40, like I still felt like I cared like I did. And like being 41, I still felt like I cared. And it wasn't until recently when like, you know, I've been losing a lot of people in my friend circle and stuff like that. It's just like, bro, like, who the hell cares? Like, y'all not gonna stop my show. Y'all not gonna stop my show. Like, and so, you know, I just, yeah, really became into a bubble. And it's just like, you know, I always felt like I never really fit into groups. And so it's just like my art was always like my, like, safety. But then when you put your art onto a platform and people are critiquing it and people saying that this and this and this and this and this and this, and it's just like, you're ruining my hobby. And so I kind of had to pull away from the clothing line. But it's so funny because people still ask me, oh Mish, like, what's going on with my hat? So I am working on some new hats. I got them in the closet. I want to show y'all, but follow me on Instagram and if you want to see that. I'm just really trying to just show up more. Like, I want to start doing lives again because I never really did lives. I did a couple, but like, you know, I want to just start being more personable and start telling people what my dreams are, because it's just like, bro, like, I've always had to like live this little mystique life. And if you watch last week's episode or the last episode of A Story to Tell, like, it was just way too emotional for me. And I ain't trying to come on camera, but I feel like I needed to do that and put it out. Like, I didn't even really promote it. I just put it out. And if you seen it, you seen it. If you didn't, you didn't. Like, because it's like, it's something for me that I just wanted to have up there so I can kind of like highlight like what I'm doing. And so that's what I did. And now we're back and we're trying to do segments again. I'm gonna add music to this and we just gonna make this like our little jam. Like, we just gonna make this our little jam and that's it. But that was the catch up of everything that I'm doing. Like, hopefully you didn't turn this video off yet. But if you did it, we're gonna play some music and we're gonna slide on over to the purple little bag. See you there.
Baby, I'm a dog. I'm a dog. If you got it, it ain't a question. Oh, it ain't no room for guessing.
Alright, just like I discussed, the Purple Little Bag is a segment where I talk about the music that I'm listening to. If you are on Spotify, you need to go and subscribe to my little Mush King Lifetime playlist. I think that's what it's called, but it's a playlist I've just been putting together since probably like 2013. I got mad songs. I think it got like 60 hours of music on it, just random songs that I've just been collecting over my life. And it's so funny when I put it on random, like the days when I put it on random, I like, you know, a song will come on and I'll be like, oh my God, that's when I lived in that apartment in Maryland and I was going through this and sad about this and excited, and this is the song when I got the news for this, and I used to just run this song back because I was just so excited about it. Like, it's songs like that, but it's a good list, a good little playlist, but go ahead and check it out. But today I wanted to just highlight two songs because I didn't really prepare to do the segment thing. Like, I was supposed to go to the gym, y'all, and I stubbed my toe. Like, stubbed my toe because I was over here laying on the couch, knocked the cup over, all the iced tea in the cup fell on the floor. So then you gotta move all the shit, then you gotta like make sure it's not sticky. Like, it was just the worst. And then like, I was trying to move the couch, stubbed my toe, and it hurt last night, but when I woke up this morning, it definitely hurts more. And so now I couldn't go to the gym. I tried, and no go. So, I didn't really prepare for this little segment thing, but I do want to mention two songs today that I really want to mention. One is an old song, and it is, I Wish I Didn't Miss You by Angie Stone. And, you know, you guys know the tragic news that happened to Angie Stone like a couple months or weeks ago. I'm not even sure at this point. Like, time be flying. So, you know, I've always loved that song, but it's like after she died, it was just like I really just sat there and was listening to them words, and like I've been in that situation, man. I've been in that situation, and although I've been in my relationship 10 years, like it still don't stop you from thinking back to times and other things and spaces you were in. So it's just like, you know, that puts me in a good space. It's such a feel good song, like it's such a feel good song, and like that's like one of my gym bops. That's one of my gym bops that I listen to. So go ahead and check out that song. I mean, I know you heard it. You've had to hear it. But if you're feeling like pissed off one day and like someone pissed you off or blocked you or something like that, like just like, bro, like, I wish I didn't miss you, but time moves on. Time moves on. So, The next one I have is an artist. I actually found out about this artist because I guess they mentioned her song on the Breakfast Club. Then they said she was signed, and then she made a video that she wasn't signed, and it was like a funny video that she had made, and I was just like, yo, who's this girl? So like they played her song. It's actually a good song. So it's Leia, and it's Ain't Sad About It. Like I think she's from Staten Island, and it's a good little ditty bop, and like it kind of gives me like Doja Cat vibes, where she like kind of is R&B, but kind of is hip hop. Like she could rap, like the girl's rapping on there. So shout out to Leia, and check out Ain't Sad About It. Like I said, all these songs are on the playlist. The link will be down in the description. And then there's a song by an artist called Naomi Sharon, and it's called The Only Love We Know. It's another like little, little bop that you can listen to if you like R&B, if you like Tim's, that kind of realm. It's in that realm. So those are the songs I have today for the Purple Little Bag. Like I want to hear what you guys are listening to. If you're if you're on some new hip hop, if you know new artists, like if your cousin rap, if your coworker rap, like put it in the comments. Let me know who you guys are listening to. And we're going to slide on into what you watching before we get up out of here.
Hey, yo, Mushy!
All right. Last segment of the show. So we in what you watching, and then this is a segment where I just be like, what you watching? Where I just talk about the stuff on TV and stuff like that. Real quick before we get out of here, I just have a couple of mentions that, you must watch. Now, Forever is on, I think it's on Netflix or Hulu, one of those two. Like, you guys have seen all the promo for it. It's like the new young black love story. It was really good. But this is what I'll say. One, this is how you know, like, the entertainment industry is gross. That is a show about teenagers in high school love and all of that. Why do we need the sex scenes showing the cleavage, showing the titties, showing the butt cheeks of the man, showing like, why do we need the slow down sexual scenes in these shows where we're following teenagers? It's kind of just like Power when you think about Tariq, and like he was in high school and like they had him doing the most, and then like just all the shows of high school, the drugs and the shit that they show, which it do be real, because listen, I went to a white high school, and I'll tell you, like, they was doing drugs, and like hardcore drugs. But yeah, like that, besides that part, that was a good thing, and they just got renewed for season 2, so shout out to them, because that was a good show. Magazine Dreams with Jonathan Majors. Excellent movie. And if you haven't seen it, you need to go watch it. It's about a bodybuilder and like his image issues and mental health issues and stuff like that. Really good movie, and it was supposed to come out before that whole drama with that white woman happened. And it's really sad that this was kind of like what they missed, because this is like a really good, like, he's like, oh, he is acting. Like, he's acting for real. So that was dope. So go check that out. What else is on TV? 911, Bobby died. Sad. That was sad when Bobby died. Like, also, like, I've been watching Will Trent. Like, if you like cop shows and stuff like that, like, Will Trent's really good. Like, I originally didn't like it because I didn't like the way he talked, but I do like the show. What else? Oh, Kanan. That finale was okay. Let's not lie to ourselves, people. Like, it's okay, but I feel like that show is like kind of losing its sauce. I said it at the beginning, and then it kind of got good, and then at the end it kind of, I don't know. There's just something about it. Like, I don't feel like the storylines are strong enough to where, like, in the original Power, we knew all the characters, including like the Keishas and like, Tommy's mom, and this is like, we really got invested in those characters. But I feel like Kanan is just like, Like, I don't really know those drug dealers in Jersey and the Asians that be included. Like, So, let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know what you watching in the comments also. Now, let's get into the wrap up and get on out of here. Well, folks, we are now in the wrap up, and I just want to say thank you again for coming in here and just being a viewer. Whether this video gets 10 views or 10,000, like, we just gonna keep rising to the top and just keep posting, putting the content out, trying to grow, trying to get partnerships, trying to add more people to the network, trying to do original content. And like, what's funny is, like, today I was like, you know, I'm trying to revive conversation with friends, like, you know, and make it, y'all know when like TMZ has that, you know, the people call in and like they give their opinion on it. That's how I want to kind of do it. So, you know, be on the lookout on Instagram and TikTok or the community tab on YouTube, and like, you know, for the sign up list, to be like a possible, you know, guest host on the series and stuff like that. What you gotta do is just sign up for the mailing list, and then like when we record these shows and these topics, like we'll send an email out ahead of time. You'll have a chance to go, you know, pick the topics or whatever. So I'm really excited about that. Also, when I was looking for, like, I was trying to edit the video for Conversation with Friends to try to, you know, just get everything revived again, I was going through like my folder. Yo, I found so much content that I was working on during the pandemic. Like, I wrote a couple short stories that I started. One's called Murky Waters, and like I was working on that with 2 other people. And then, you know, it just kind of sizzled out, but I still have that. Like, I have this Puffington hotel, like about this like random ass hotel, and I think I had got that idea when I was watching the Have and Have Nots. Like, then I have another one about a basketball player who gets shot. Like, it's just, you know, the party promoter turned, the drug dealer turned party promoter. Like, that was what Murky Waters was about. So I have these things in my folders, and I'm just like, bro, I'm sitting on good stuff, and this is stuff that I can kind of develop for the network. So when you see videos coming out with people reading stories on this channel, like, just know, like, it's because that's the content we are working on. So, but yeah, y'all, once again, thank you so much for rocking with me. I'm supposed to put the network and phone number in here, but I don't know it, so put it on the screen right here. And go ahead and call us, leave me a voice note, text me, like, you know, say what up, and I'll shout you out in the next video. If you ever thought about like podcasting or getting on, you know, a show and entertaining people with your thoughts and, you know, and all of that, holla at us, because there might be a spot for you. Look out for the Conversation with Friends sign up list, and also check out Simple Complexities, the other show on this network. Alley Cat, she's over there killing it, just sharing stories of the internet. So it's big content in small pieces, guys. Like, we're doing big things in a small amount of time. Like, that's always been the goal. But now we're sharing black stories from all angles, and we're just going to create the next big platform, and I hope you're here for the ride. And the last thing I want to say, as I've been saying since I started this show, be sure to tell your story, because you never know who's listening, because guess what? Everybody got a story to tell. And bro, my story has been rough for the past 6 years, but I'm ready to just be excited about shit again. Like, I'm ready to just be on my shit again and be the guy that I've always seen for myself at this age. And that's what I'm getting to, and you're helping me. But with every like, comment, and subscribes that I get, it's helping me, you know, just build a network and be able to achieve the things that I want to achieve. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep watching, keep supporting, and I'll see you on the next one. Sorry about that drill. I live in New York City. What's a guy to do?